Our search and rescue operations are continuing at the site. 35 people are still not accounted for, and about 14 others are still in hospital. George Mayor Leon van Wyk says they are still hoping to find survivors.
We are now well into almost a week's worth of work on this tragedy and this site that we are working on. And today is also Mother's Day, and I immediately want to acknowledge Mother's Day and thank all the mothers throughout the country, and also the mothers who've been working on this site tirelessly over how many days. So this is an ongoing 24-hour effort that is taking place as we continue looking to see if we can rescue any of those workers, any of those 81 workers on site. So we are still looking for 36 persons.
Our reporter Karinda Jagmohan is in George and joins me now with the latest, also with a guest, that is Sergeant Willie Visser. Karinda, give us the latest of what's happening there.
Certainly. So at this point, of course, around us, the search and rescue mission continues. And I'm going to give you another update in a moment, but we have an opportunity to speak to the team that found the miracle survivor, Gabriel Guamba, who is recovering well in hospital. That team was one Sergeant Willie Visser and his canine Abby, and I'm joined by his partner as well, Warrant Officer Rian Leroux, as well as Canine Lex, who we have a little opportunity as well to just interact with. So thank you so much for the work that you do, Warrant Officer.
Thank you.
Can you recount that moment yesterday when Abby and Lex sniffed out Gabriel? What was your operation like?
I think at first we kept it like a secret, not wanting to shout out we might have a possible person found still alive. So we used it as a big point of interest. So we worked the area as a point of interest, trying to establish exactly what was going on. We had very, well, I wouldn't say high hopes, but it was, as handlers, we were very interested to see why the dogs reacted so in a specific area. And then after finding out that it was a live patient still after so many hours, it was ecstatic for us, you know. I think as a handler, you work your whole life hoping for a moment where you can save a person's life, you know, then everything starts making sense. So for us, it was just overwhelming, really.
We have seen disasters happen across our country so frequently, floods, this has happened, and the work of canines, I've noticed, is critical. Can you tell me about exactly the work that Lex does and the training, vigorous training you both have to go through together?
Yes, so the training, they trained assist and rescue dogs, trained to detect live human scent as well as decomposed scent. So we work on those two as our major scent discriminations, and training is 3 months. We go for 3 months full-time training with them, and then we are evaluated as handler and dog, and we get our work certificates, and then we can officially start using them in scenes and working them around the country.
It's really critical work that Lex, Belgian Shepherd, does. Abby over there is a Malinois. At this point, a lot of messages of well wishes have come through for your team, for the family survivors. You know, what is your message, just as you've been here for hours on end with your canine? What's your message to South Africa?
I think the fatigue will maybe come in once we go home. You know, then when everything starts shutting down. But you know, the thank you that we can send to the whole South Africa is just. I haven't got words how to express that much thanks, you know, because we are very well looked after working, so we can concentrate on working, and people are just helping us, supporting us, you know, praying for us and things like that. So we can concentrate on working with our dogs, and we just want to say a big thank you to everybody and all the help that we're getting and all the support.
Thank you so much, Warrant Officer. Hi, Lex. Thank you so much for the work that you do as well, because she and Abby sniffed out Gabriel, the miracle survivor beneath the rubble. Thank you so much, Warrant Officer. Thanks, Lex. So they, of course, have not worked alone. There are many rescue personnel on site as well, and they're still on site working for hours on end. So we've just had a moment to just have a light moment with the team here, and also celebrate their work. But at the same time, as their work continues, the death toll now has risen to 19 people found beneath this rubble at this point. And going forward, we were in a hall earlier with the police minister, Ele, who was here essentially to visit the families and have a discussion with the team on the ground. At that point in the community hall, one of the family members stood up. She was in tears, questioning what will happen, when can I get answers, I need answers. The police minister saying at this point they cannot bring everyone to the morgue because if they do, it's going to further traumatize some of the family members. They have to work on identifying the bodies as they are now, with the list that they have as far as they can, with fingerprints as well, before coming back to the families and then asking them to come to the morgue, but one family member at a time. So it is going to be a difficult process. But also, the minister then, in this media briefing we had at the site, speaking about accountability, he said that the property developers, the contractors and subcontractors have not been cooperative. He as well is pleading for them to at least come forward and speak to the family, but they also need to go forward with investigations. We did ask about a warrant of arrest. He said not at this stage, but going forward, whatever legal means is necessary, the police will follow that as they go on in the investigations. They say right now their main priority is to complete their task here, the rescue mission as it stands. At this point, the death toll is 19. More bodies are being retrieved, but there's still a little bit of hope. There's still hope that another miracle survivor might emerge from this concrete rubble, as you see it here. And as you look at the scene before you, it's actually it's very different from what you saw on Tuesday. Much of the top levels, so the 5-story levels of concrete, have been removed, and now, although you can't see it, they're actually more to the basement level. Those excavators you can see going deep inside, so we do expect more answers, more recoveries, and hopefully more rescues as well going forward. And of course, you've just heard a little bit from the team, their emotional standpoint at this time. It's been a really difficult time too. Before I throw back to you, let's also maybe just end off with just some kind words from the Sergeant Willie Fissard and his canine Abby. Thank you so much. Let's quickly get you here before we end off. Thank you so much for the work that you do. We've just had a conversation with the warrant officer going back on the finding of Gabriel. Just can you recount your moments when this happened?
We went on duty, and like I told you before, the previous night they point out where possible area of where the dogs indicate the possible area where it of interest is. I work Abby, and Abby pointed also where the other dogs pointed out, and after I rewarded the dog, I saw a body language that says, "Hey, this dog's not finished working. She wants to continue," and give her some freedom, and she went on. And after I saw a body language, she wanted to go into a hole and start digging, and in the hole, so I thought to myself, "Hey, we've got maybe a live one here." At that moment, I didn't tell anyone around here, the rescue guys, that we've got maybe a live one here, a live person in this hole. So I asked Warrant Officer, "Hey, I think we've got something here." And as well, Lexi went and she did the stuff exactly where Abby wanted to enter. She also made a point out. So the rescuers went in, and after 20 to 15 minutes, they got the patient. So yeah.
So we've spoken about the extensive training you undergo, but just what's your message to those that are watching you work in what is being described as a national calamity? Your message to them?
Yes, like I tell you, this is not my first rodeo. I've been at Durban as well for the floods, and every time you see people coming together, you meet. It's a different. You meet friends all over, and to see you meet a friend now, and in over 2 years again you meet them on another disaster, and the collaboration between these people. Look, this is not. Yes, Abby and Lexi pointed out where the patient was. But without these rescue workers here doing the groundwork, the grafting, clearing up the piles, making sure it's safe for my dog to work, I can't. I'll take my hat off for these people as well. This genuine to see the people coming together, holding hands, and the eagerness and the sweat. I tell you, these guys are bending over.
Thank you so much, sir. And we take our hats off to you and your team as well, the rescue personnel. Hey, Abby. This is the Malinois that found Gabriel. She was excited to go into the rubble, and the rescuers wondered why. Then Lex went in with her, and they realized that they found a survivor 118 hours. So this is just some lightness, some hope as we continue here, because this is a national calamity, a tragedy, but this is the team that works at disasters. We see so many of them in South Africa, and so of course we do take our hats off to them. Back to you.